Well, every once in a while, I have to give the scorecard in the medical system, so you know why that we rant and rail against the medical system and why things need to be changing and why I believe that they have failed us terribly. First of all, you have diseases like birth defects, Down syndrome. 1 out of 700 babies is born with Down syndrome in America. There shouldn't be any. It's a simple disease. It's caused by nutritional deficiency of the zygote in the first few moments of pregnancy, and it's totally preventable by having all young people, long before they're old enough to have their own families and pregnancies, to be on the 90 essential nutrients, supersaturates themselves and all their tissues with perfect nutrition, and by the time they're old enough to have their own babies, there won't be any more babies born with birth defects. All birth defects are preventable with proper supplementation. That's right, all, A-L-L. Then, when you look at, the doctors scream about all the dangers of vitamins and minerals. And 2007 was the first year that the FDA actually published the adverse events reports for vitamins and minerals. 2007 was published in 2008 for the year 2007. There were 600 and some change of adverse events reports reported for vitamin supplements and mineral supplements, and there were 600, and there were no fatalities for vitamins and minerals. We're talking about diarrhea from too much vitamin C, rashy, itchy skin from too much niacin, vitamin B3, and so on. And that was it. The pharmaceuticals, in the same year, 2007, reported in 2008, there were 486,500 and something, almost 500,000 of these, and almost all of them were fatalities. So which one's more dangerous, prescribed drugs or vitamins and minerals? Well, certainly prescribed drugs are much more dangerous. Then let's look at decimal point errors from the prescribing doctors who write prescriptions, and fulfillment errors by pharmacists who fill the prescriptions. And we're not looking at the side effects of the drugs. We're just looking at decimal point errors for the guy who wrote the prescription and fulfillment errors by the pharmacist who is fulfilling the prescription. This came out in 2006. It's an annual figure. This number is about the same every year. Turns out there's 1.5 million fatalities and permanent injuries every year to decimal point errors and fulfillment errors in the United States alone. I've never heard of that kind of thing happening with vitamins and minerals. Then February 5th, 2005, is that correct? No, 2007. February 5th, 2007, according to the Center for Disease Control, a federal agency that tracks that kind of stuff, and also the Journal of the American Medical Association, the medical journal that is probably the most premier medical journal in America, and certainly America, maybe the world. They came out in a full-page article in the USA Today and said, each year in America, this is a yearly figure, not 100 years accumulation, but a yearly figure, each year in America, medical doctors kill, injure, and infect 15 million Americans in their workplace. Not the patient's workplace, but the doctor's workplace. Clinics, things like hospitals, and so on. 15 million. How many of you would fly commercial airlines if you knew that the commercial airlines killed, injured, and infected 15 million passengers every year? How many of you would eat at a fast food place if you knew that they killed, injured, and infected 15 million of their customers every year? So there's a disconnect here. And then we look at some really weird stuff. Cover article, March 2012 in the AARP Monthly Bulletin, and they said that each year in America, medical doctors kill something like 6,000 patients each month in hospitals from just mistakes, just simple mistakes of all kinds. That's 6,000 per month. That's 72,000 a year are killed in hospitals. It just blows your mind. And then the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services came out, I think it was like in November of 2010, and they said each month, this is a monthly figure, each month in America, medical doctors kill 15,000 seniors over the age of 65, Medicare patients who go in for a screening test, like MRIs, CAT scans, colonoscopic exams, these kind of things, and minor medical procedures. They kill 15,000 a month. Let's see, that's 180,000 per year. How many of you seniors over age 65 would take cabs in New York, yellow cabs, if you knew that they killed 180,000 seniors every year over age 65? How many of you would fly commercial airlines if they knew that they killed 180,000 seniors over age 65? How many of you seniors would, again, eat at these fast food places if you knew that they killed 180,000 seniors over the age of 65 each year? It doesn't make sense that people continue to go to the healthcare system when they have failed us so terribly. And of course, I think probably contributing to this is insurance. Here's a case where if it wasn't for insurance, most people wouldn't go to doctors because they couldn't afford to pay doctors. And then there wouldn't be so many people injured and infected and killed by doctors because they wouldn't be going to them. They take more responsibility to take care of themselves. Well, get a hold of that book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and find out all this stuff. You'll be blown away. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
I thought we'd talk a bit about medical mistakes, as there's one happened here locally in the Bay Area that's caught all the news. And it's a young gal who's 13 years old, Jahi McMath, and she was declared brain dead earlier this week, 3 days after undergoing surgery to remove her tonsils, according to the family. And the headline of this story is, "Family Wants to Keep Life Support for Girl Brain Dead After Tonsil Surgery." And they start out the story with a question: who gets to decide when to end life support when a person is brain dead? Well, the girl's mother, Nyla Wheatfield, she says, "I don't want her off life support because I really feel like she can wake up. I feel like it's just been a rough week for her, and if they just give her some more time, then she'll be able to wake up." And the family has presented the Children's Hospital and Research Center in Oakland with a cease and desist letter aimed at preventing the hospital from taking her off life support, according to their attorney, Christopher B. Dolan. And he goes on to say, if the hospital wants to terminate Jahi's life, they should go to court and get a judge to authorize that, not pressure a parent into signing a document in the middle of the night or telling them at 8:30 tomorrow morning your child will be dead. Now, interestingly enough, Doc, I found this very odd, and the whole reason why she went in for the tonsillectomy was to treat her sleep apnea, weight gain, inability to concentrate, short attention span, and uncontrolled urination, according to her uncle, Omari Seeley. Says they said that she would have more energy, focus more, lose weight, and the urinating would stop. And according to, they said that after the surgery initially she was doing well. In fact, she was alert and talking and asking for a popsicle because her throat hurt. And then all of a sudden they moved her to intensive care, where the relatives were denied access to the girl for 30 minutes. When they were finally allowed to see her, they knew something was wrong. According to the grandmother, Sandy Chapman, she says, upon entry, they saw there was way too much blood. We kept asking, is this normal? Some nurses said, I don't know. And some said, yes, there's a lot of uncertainty and a lack of urgency. And then the grandmother noticed, she's also a nurse, noticed that the girl's oxygen levels were dangerously low. She called for help. Then the girl went into cardiac arrest. The medical staff performed chest compressions, gave her clotting medications. Nothing worked. CT scan revealed that 2/3 of her brain was swollen, and by a couple of days later, they say that she was deprived of oxygen, her brain was, and she's now 100% brain dead and medically dead. In fact, the hospital has even sent notification to the coroner's office, and they're looking to make a determination there. But what really shocked me, Doc, was that you're really going to pull somebody's tonsils out for sleep apnea? I mean, that's just nuts.
Well, you're exactly right, because sleep apnea is a normal behavior. You can just watch a sleeping kid, they have sleep apnea. Watch a sleeping dog, watch a sleeping elephant, watch a sleeping crocodile. All things with vertebrates that breathe have sleep apnea. It has to do with carbon dioxide levels of the blood. Overweight has to do with mineral deficiencies and urination all the time. Could be related to a pre-diabetes or diabetes situation, or even a back problem. Can cause pressure on nerves to cause these things. And so there's even hormonal stuff going on with the pituitary can cause polyuria, it's called, where they just urinate all the time. And so certainly taking tonsils out wouldn't have any positive effect on all this stuff. I think it was just Christmas time, and these doctors want a little bit of extra income for more presents for their kids, and they just went a bridge too far here, put that child at risk. And it sounds like post-operative care was an abysmal failure, causing the brain death of this child. And so somebody needs to get their licenses suspended, and somebody needs to go to jail. Thank you, Doug, for bringing that one up. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to North Carolina. And Deborah, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Deborah, you're on the air.
How are you today?
Fine. How can I help you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was calling. My mother is having some problems with COPD. She's been diagnosed with that. Along with that, she has just allergies and acid reflux real bad, and we was wondering what it is that we can do to help her, please.
Okay. Of these allergies, does she have any skin problems like eczema or dermatitis or psoriasis?
None at all.
Okay. Does she have any asthma along with the COPD?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how much does she weigh?
About 180, 185.
And how tall is she?
5'6".
Okay. Anything else I need to know about? Belly problems or appendix out, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, anything like that?
None of that whatsoever. She's doing a lot of coughing, just a lot of coughing. The allergies are acting up really bad, and just the least little thing will trigger the allergies. And,
okay, and how do the allergies manifest themselves? Is this with a skin rash or coughing or what?
Just coughing and can't catch her breath.
All right.
Mainly just coughing.
Does she use kind of asthma inhalers sometimes?
Yes, she does.
All right. All right. Well, what I want her to do is get on a gluten-free diet. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Do any of your brothers and sisters have any asthma?
No, sir. I do have problem with allergies myself, but my brothers do not.
Okay. You have respiratory allergies kind of things?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You and your brothers all need to get on a gluten-free diet. Your mom needs to get on a gluten-free diet. I want you to get the CD called Cereal Killers, and so you can understand all the hidden places you're going to find gluten. It's easy to give up whole wheat bread and whole wheat noodles and that kind of stuff, because the hidden gluten that's going to get you. No fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates and nitrites, and no oils. And no gluten means no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and we've got to worry about cross-contamination from dry dog food, dry cat food, bird food, fish food. Everybody else in the household has got to be gluten-free because of cross-contamination, food preparation surfaces, washer and dryer, bed, couch, rugs, all that kind of stuff. Then your mom at 185 pounds, how old is she?
She's 69.
All right. So what I would do is I'd go ahead and give her two healthy heart and brain packs per month. 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month. I would have her take a full dose of each of those 6 products that comes with each kit at breakfast, and a full dose of all those 6 products that come in each kit in the afternoon at dinner time. So those 2 healthy heart and brain packs will last her 1 month. Then I would also get her the Oxybody. Oxybody tastes great. The liquid oxygen supplement, and I'd have her go ahead and take. I'd have her take an ounce of that 3 times a day. It'd be 3 quarts a month. And call me every 2 weeks. Let me know how Mom's doing. We'll talk about the weight stuff later. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Texas. And Marion, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Marion, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. Thank you again for all of your work. I'm calling about my dad.
Okay.
He's got a stasis ulcer on his shin. He hit the table last week, and so now it's like a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter dark eschar area, and then it's like a silver dollar size redness. The deep redness surrounding it, and he's got swelling. So he's got liver cirrhosis, diabetes, prostate enlargement. He's got the ascites and swelling to his legs. He's active and not moderately active, but he gets around and stuff. But he drinks a lot of water, and I'm afraid he's not paying it off. So the thing is, you gave a nutritional prescription for him months ago, and he has been delaying and starting it because he wants to talk to all of his doctors about his medicines and the nutrients, and I can't convince him otherwise.
Sure.
So now he's got this wound there, and again, he's on insulin, and It's well controlled, but with the swelling and everything, I just wanted to know what you think and how.
What does your dad weigh? Remind me what your dad weighs.
240.
Okay. How tall is he?
He's about 5'8", 5'9".
Okay. Now, so you said he has liver cirrhosis, type 2 diabetes. He's got the skin ulcer on his leg, and what else does he have? I missed something there.
Prostate enlargement.
Does he have high blood pressure?
Yeah, that's under control. He's got
Okay, well, that's where I differ with doctors. When you take drugs to keep your, quote, blood pressure under control, unquote, you're still going to die of the complications of high blood pressure.
Sure. He's mainly on that for his liver cirrhosis, for the pulmonary hypertension. Okay.
Let me finish here. Same way when people say, well, my dad's got his blood sugar under control, too. Well, high blood sugar, when you have diabetes, is not the disease. It's a symptom of the disease. It's kind of like when you have brain cancer and you take an aspirin to reduce the headache. You're not dealing with the disease. You're reducing the effects of the symptoms, okay? And so his problems are much deeper, and I would urge him to give this a try. And, of course, Christmas is coming up. And what I would do, if you're going to give him anything for Christmas, I would go ahead and, with his problems, what I would do is give him 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. It's kind of underdosing a little bit, but I give him 2 healthy blood sugar packs a month, have him check his fasting blood sugar in the morning before he medicates himself, and then because this will help him a lot, but for his liver cirrhosis, I would also give him 3 selenium 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month of the selenium. That's to support his liver function. I'd also throw in 3 of the de-stress capsules 3 times a day, 3 bottles a month. Again, that's for liver function. And then call me every couple of weeks with his weight, his blood sugar. Anytime he goes in for blood tests, I want to know his blood pressure levels and all that kind of stuff. That's where we go. Stick with us. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Orange County, California. And Cheryl Lynn, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Cheryl Lynn.
Hey, Doc. How are you?
Okay. How can I help you?
I have a testimony and a question. Which would you like first?
Well, let's have the testimony first.
All right. Back last year, my mother, 80, was having a drug reaction in a facility, a nursing care home, and her doctors wanted to put her into hospice. And I no way, she's not that far along. So they gave me full leeway to put her...
Carolyn, are you holding your phone with your cheek? Because it's sounding like to me like you're texting on your phone. Beep, 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 beep. And so you got to avoid hitting those buttons.
Yeah, that's my cheekbone. Sorry. So they put her on... They let me put her on longevity products, and at that point, she had just been diagnosed with pneumonia. Just using an HSP with the Cell Shield RTQ and selenium, we reversed it in 4 days, documented by X-rays. It was amazing. The doctors couldn't believe it.
Well, did they say that they wanted to send a bunch of pneumonia patients to you?
No, they didn't, but they were pretty surprised. And
okay, good.
She had a Vietnamese doctor. And he's like, and I told him, I said, you're following Western medicine. I'm using Eastern medicine, and mine worked in 4 days with no medications.
Very good. Did you at least get a smile out of him?
I did. He really, they were, especially the Vietnamese at the place were very, very impressed with it all. And
okay,
it's been very good for promoting the business. So
absolutely.
Okay.
Now, how can we help you?
Here's the question. Matt, he's 215 pounds, 6'3". He has Asperger's and ADHD and non-epileptic seizure activity as in interrupted brainwaves.
Okay, so he's got Asperger's, which is a specific form of autism, and he's got, what was the last one?
ADHD and interrupted brainwaves, which is seizure activity without epilepsy.
Okay. All right. And this guy's how old?
He's 32.
Okay, has he had this stuff since a child, or is this all new?
No, he was diagnosed at 15 with Asperger's and ADHD.
All right. Let's see here. Well, basically, what I would do is he's got to get off of everything he's on. Obviously, he's going the wrong direction. And so what I would do is get him on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates and nitrites, and no oils. And no gluten, that means no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. He's got to immediately convert over to rice and millet and buckwheat, which is not wheat, baked sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon, that kind of stuff. stay away from all the wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Right now, as much as 70% of the people out there are gluten intolerant. And secondly, because of the Asperger's stuff, I would have him get on 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month. That'll be 3 of the selenium at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine Nutri-Crystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner, and then I would also get him the de-stress capsules. Give him 3 of those twice a day. That's 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's 2 bottles a month. And let's see here. I would also make sure he stays away from sugar of all kinds, dried fruit, fresh fruit, juices. He can get everything he needs from vegetables as opposed to giving him fruit juices and dried fruit and fresh fruit, because that is unnecessary because you get it all from vegetables and without the risk of sugar. Okay? And we have a wonderful decaf coffee if he's into coffee through our Java Fit coffees. And so he can have the great premium coffee taste from our roast coffee without all the caffeine. We also have a sports drink, Rebound, that has one flavor, Berry Boost. It doesn't have any even green tea in it, so there's no caffeine in it whatsoever. And so you could have that as a drink as opposed to just water or things, stay away from Monster and Red Bull and anything with lots of caffeine in it. And then give us a call every couple of weeks, so don't wait too long. And give us a call and bring us up to date on him, will you? Okay. Got time to start another one here, Doug?
Yes, we certainly do. Let's head to Las Vegas, Nevada. And Deborah, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Deborah, you're on the air. Hello,
Hi.
Deborah.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, how can I help you?
Hello?
Hello, Deborah.
Hello?
Okay, Doug, what are we
Hello?
doing here?
Let's move on to Arkansas. And Sharon, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Sharon, you're on the air.
Okay, thank you. I'll just get right to the point so we won't run out of time. But
Okay.
I've always I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Anyway, I've always felt like I'm just a walking zombie, and I was diagnosed as having mental blocks, which I think at 9 years old, and I'm 58 now, which I think is probably called ADD now. I don't know, but I'm going to let you tell me. But it affects my memory and my work so bad that, it's just...
What kind of work do you do?
I've tried...
What kind of work do you do?
Security.
Okay. That's not a good... to have memory problems in a security job. Okay. Do you have children?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean...
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Do you have children?
I do.
Okay. Do they have any problems like asthma or skin problems or ADD or anything like that?
My daughter has a lot of hives, and she's close to 40.
Okay, by hives, do you mean like eczema, dermatitis stuff?
She just breaks out in great big whelps over certain things that she does, and we took her to the Mayo Clinic, never really got an answer over that
Well,
one.
you know what I always say? Hold the mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go there.
Anyway.
Okay,
I'm
so
trying to
anyway,
figure out what we can do to help me.
How much do you weigh, Sharon?
158.
158, okay. And do you have anything else I need to know about? Any high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis?
No, I had both of my knees replaced. I wish I'd have known about you before I did that. But, other than that, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Shar, you want to kind of hit on some of this stuff? ADD, and she has a history of arthritis. Hello, Shar? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it then since I can't connect with her. Let's see. We're going to have you take 158 pounds. I'd have you take 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. That's 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month, 1 full dose for everything at breakfast, 1 full dose for everything at dinner time. And again, you got to be sure to stay away from all gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, and I'd stay away from all sugar. And what I want you to eat for snacks is get nuts that are still in the shell and physically crack them yourself. There'd be absolutely no gluten in them. A lot of these nuts you get in stores, they'll say right on the front of the label, naturally gluten-free, and then you roll it over and you look at the back and it says under the allergy information that they're processed on machinery that also processes wheat products. And so that's problematic. And so I always like the nuts and the shells because then you can crack them yourself. You don't have any risk of cross-contamination with gluten from other sources. And then I would have you also eat a lot of eggs for snacks. Scrambled eggs with butter. And as close as you want to get the sugar is baked sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Sharon. Don't wait 6 years. Give us a call every couple of weeks and let us know how things are going with the diet and the supplement program. And we'll walk you through this, and we'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's go to Michigan. And Lindsay, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Lindsay, you're on the air.
Hi, Doc Wallach. Oh, my gosh. I am so thankful that I found you. I've had seizures for 14 years. I've been on several different medications. Since I got on Youngevity, I've lost 70 pounds. I had a C-section in January. My seizures are finally going away. Nobody's been able to figure out that what I need to do to stop them is supplement my body and take out the gluten.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
I can't thank you enough.
Just so
I can't thank you enough, Lindsay, for sharing your story, because we have this in so many young people. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Yeah, so many young people like yourself, young adults, I'd say even 12 to 25 years of age, who have acquired seizure disorder. How old were you when you started your seizures?
I got diagnosed in 4th grade.
Mm-hmm. And before that, you really didn't have any seizures?
Well, my dad thinks that the medication is what gave me the seizures. They never
what
noticed
medication?
me having any.
I've
been on Lamictal, Depakote, Zonegran, Topamax. You name it, I've probably been on it.
Why is that? Sound like a pharmacy.
I was on 14 pills, 7 and 7, 7 in the morning, 7 at night, and now I'm down to 2.
Well, congratulations. Why were you taking a medication before you got the seizures?
Well, I didn't start taking it until I went to this quack doctor, and he made me blow out candles on a picture of a cake he drew, and I started hyperventilating, and he said that was a seizure, and then they put me on all kinds of medication.
Well, did you ever have anything you thought was asthma when you were a kid?
I did have bronchitis once.
Okay. All right.
And
anyway,
I
did
had
you have another question
different
today? Did you have, were you just wanting to share your great testimony, or did you have a question you wanted to ask?
No, I just wanted to share my testimony.
Well, I can't thank you enough. That's really a great story, and lots of young people will hear it.
My son is on Youngevity. He's 11 months old. He's advanced in all his motor skills. He's never been sick or vaccinated a day in his life.
Bless you.
My father has retinitis pigmentosa, and they told me that I was going to be a carrier. And my son's father has tetralogy of Fallot, and we were so worried my son was going to have all kinds of problems, as healthy as can be.
Okay, well, Lindsay, this tetralogy of Fallot is actually a congenital birth defect. His mother was missing something during pregnancy. It's not genetically transmitted, so you don't ever have to be afraid of that one. And neither is any of the retinitis pigmentosa problems. None of those are genetic. Those are all just nutritional deficiencies. And so your dad can fix his, but the one with the tetralogy of Fallot, that's actually a surgical. They got to fix that surgery-wise, but it's preventable with preconception nutrition, but it's not fixable nutrition after the baby's born. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about genetics. There's actually a group of people. It's called patients in waiting. Well, they're told by their doctors, even with genetic screening, that they have all these high risk of getting these genetically transmitted diseases because they have a positive test on their genetic screening test, and they'll wait 25, 30, 40 years and never get the disease, but their whole life is messed up because they're afraid to do anything because they've been told they're going to get this disease because they have the genetics. And it's such a scam. I just can't tell you how much I really appreciate you sharing your story, because you've got to be one of our poster girls, and we'll share your story and see if Doug can actually make a note of it, and we'll see if we can. If nothing else, we'll tell your story over and over and over because it's such a great story, and we really love you for sharing it. And congratulations on just sounds like your family's just great. Keep up the great job. Okay, well, thank you, Shar. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. We love you guys. A superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.